Leatherleaf Mahonia is one of my favorite edible and medicinal plants to find in the early springtime. You can't miss it from its vibrant, beautiful yellow flowers that pop out in the woods here in North Alabama. And did I mention that it contains the chemical berberine, for which goldenseal is often overharvested for? So, I think that this is a plant worth learning more about. Let's get started.
Hello everyone, my name is Jesse and I am a forager. I make videos on wild food and herbs, where to find them, and how to incorporate them into your life. So today I'm sitting with a plant that I find out in the wild all the time around North Alabama. It's called Leatherleaf Mahonia. Many people may refer to it in this area as Oregon Grape, but seeing as I'm not in Oregon right now, this is definitely not Oregon Grape, but actually a cousin of it. So Oregon Grape is Berberis aquifolium, but you might also look it up as Mahonia aquifolium, whereas this is Berberis bealei. This one actually comes from Asia, and it's an invasive plant, although I like to call it a non-native because I don't typically find it growing in a very invasive pattern. It just grows here and it's not native to this area. There's a lot of really cool things about this plant. Number one, it contains berberine. So let me show you what I'm talking about. If I take the bark right here and I start to cut into it, you'll see this super vibrant yellow color right on the inner side of the bark. And that is an indication of the plant containing berberine, which is an antimicrobial chemical. So that's pretty cool. And then the next thing is, if I take a look under here on these leaves, and I'm being really careful because these leaves are super sharp. They will nick you very, very easily. So I lift these up, and I can see there are these flowers too. And one really cool thing is that it's one of the earliest sources of pollination for native pollinators in this area. So here are the flowers. They're really, really pretty. And the flowers for us are edible, so I can eat them. They have this initial really delicious lemony flavor, followed by a bit of a bitter flavor, and that's probably because of the content of berberine, which is quite bitter itself. So this is Leatherleaf Mahonia. It is a non-native, and it grows all around. It's very robust, so you don't have to be too concerned about over-harvesting it or anything like that. Use as much as you need of it for berberine or for these edible flowers, and be on the lookout for it. One more thing. Let's talk about the content of berberine in Leatherleaf Mahonia because there's a couple of different ideas of where it can be found in the greatest concentrations. Let's take a closer look.
So one thing about berberine is that it has a distinct yellow color. And this is where we get names for plants such as Goldenseal or yellow root. So if we take that the color of berberine is yellow, take a look here as I'm cutting. So initially it's very, very dark on the outer side, but watch as I cut further into the layers of the bark. You'll find that it starts to get lighter on the inner side. Therefore, I would postulate, if the color content is an indicator of the amount of berberine, then I think the highest concentration of berberine in this plant is on the outside and not the inside of the bark.
So, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.